Super hungry, guys. So what we have right here today, we got some good old Carne Asada nachos right here, and then Carnitas tacos right here. So yeah, I'm gonna not do much talking, but let's get down to business. Oh my goodness, I just finished, well, whatever I had with the nachos right here, but man, I'm kind of full, I won't lie. As always, usually my mom's always right. Eyes are always bigger than my stomach, but maybe I can fit in one more taco. So yeah, let's move on to today's topic. So this anime I'm talking about, it's a continuation. The second season started recently, and usually I gravitate more towards series with action in it, but sometimes I like series with just for laughs, right? So this series is called Kaguya Sama Love is War. I'm gonna be reviewing the first episode of the second season. So if you just want to watch something just for laughs and comedy of that sort, then I strongly suggest to watch season 1 of Kaguya Sama Love is War. So let me give you a little background of the story. So pretty much it centers around the student council, and it takes place in a high school called Shuchi'in. Shuchi'in? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce its name, the high school, but anyways, this high school is compiled of very high class students. People come from a lot of different backgrounds. There could be a lot of rich people, or people whose families have a lot of influence, or individuals who really worked hard to get into this high school. So, like the name suggests, I'm Kaguya Shinomiya. She's a second year. She's the vice president of the student council, and at first she appears to be a very cool character, but as soon as she became a part of the student council, she warmed up to others a little bit more. And if you were just to judge her on maybe her appearance or how sometimes she may act toward other people, she may appear a little cold. And we also have the president of the student council, Miyuki Shirogane. So if I forgot to mention, they're both second years as well. And unlike, Kaguya actually I believe she comes from a very wealthy family as well. And she's super talented, and I think she's considered a genius. She can do anything if she ever set her mind to it. But Miyuki Shirogane, he comes from a very he comes from the different end of the spectrum compared to Kaguya. So his family, he had a really rough upbringing. His parents separated, and his mother took his sister away from the father at a young age, and his father actually had a factory business, but it shut down. And ever since then, Shirogane had to be one of the older siblings to help take care of the family. So after school, he would always work multiple jobs to just meet ends meet. And then we also have another very interesting character. Her name is Chika Fujiwara. So she's the secretary of the student council, and she's very fun and, energetic individual. She always likes to have fun, usually fool around most of the time. I don't know if she actually does her job, but she always likes to play board games and stuff like that. And she comes from a very prestigious family as well. So she comes from a family of politicians. And then we have and then our next main character is Yu Ishigami. So he's the treasurer of the student council, and his father is a president of a small toy company. So his personality is more like of a cynical and more depressing outlook on life, if you think about it. Whenever there are incidents of where he sees couples or couples flirting, he kind of wishes bad upon them and is quite jealous, and he brings a little comedic aspect into that sense. But yes, and then I forgot to mention that Shirogane and Kaguya, they actually have feelings for each other, but this is where, this title of the anime makes the most sense, right? Kaguya Sama Love is War. So both of them are very stubborn and don't want to admit that they like each other, but in their heads they're doing all these mind tactics and games to try to make the other person lose in a sense and tell them that they like them, right? So, sometimes, when you're young and stuff like that, they're playing games and stuff, they're pretty stubborn, and in the sense, like, love is war, if you think about it, right? Okay, let's try this Carnitas taco right here. It's kind of broken already, but let's see. Let's try the sauce right here. Is that pineapples on it? Okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's talk about the beginning of this episode. So the episode opens up pretty much like a scene that you would see from Mission Impossible, like Tom Cruise bypassing the security systems. But in this sense, the character named Ai Hayasaka, who is the personal assistant of Kaguya, passes all these securities, like the lasers and stuff like that, into the student council room. So pretty much she was trying to, this anime is just bunch of laughs. So pretty much she just wanted to switch the caffeinated coffee with decaffeinated coffee. Obviously, Kaguya was trying to plan something, and then the next day, Kaguya makes coffee for Shirogane, and Shirogane is a caffeine fiend, right? He barely gets any sleep, and I think they said if he doesn't get caffeine every 3 hours, his body just crashes, and that does happen. And as a result, Shirogane just he falls into a slumber and lies onto Kaguya's shoulder, and she's surprised and doesn't know what to do, and she tells Ai Hayasaka to not let anyone else in this room, in the student council room. And so the bunch of people are coming to the student council room, but Ai Hayasaka goes through many lengths, desperate measures to keep them away. And then she says, let's, after I have done all this for her, let's see if anything has progressed, and nothing has progressed at all. She's still in the same position, really startled and just sitting in her seat with Shirogane on her shoulder. Then, and then what's funny in this next scene, so Shirogane pretends to be somewhat of a love guru in that sense, and this boy comes to visit the student council room as well, and he says he has some girl problems, but eventually it seems like he's gloating about it, how much of a good time he had during summer vacation. And this pretty much gets on Shirogane's nerves at a point, and he steps out of the room, and then actually the boy's girlfriend comes by, and then he's just eavesdropping, as well as other student council members peeping into the room, and eventually the girlfriend catches on, and she's just playing with them and decides to give her boyfriend a kiss and stuff like that. And then eventually I think the typical scene that all the characters peeking in fall and make it noticeable that they were just watching them, and the girlfriend was just playing with them in the end and just wanted to get a good laugh. And then our next scene is with Chika, and she's like a mascot character. She's just a bunch of fun to be around. She mentions playing a board game, which may be too realistic in a sense, and she says it won't take long, but pretty much took the whole afternoon to play this game. So this game is pretty, if you think about it, it's like a realistic game of the board game life. So just like kind of what her standing is for her family, Kaguya is also rich, but she's alone, and she doesn't really like males particularly. And eventually Chika and Shirogane marry each other, and they have a couple kids in this game, and they eventually get divorced. And Kaguya says, ooh, this is my chance maybe to get married to Shirogane in this board game. But unfortunately, remember, she got that... Oh, well, Kaguya actually ends up getting the marriage card, so this applies to a person who's closest to her, right? But then she's supposed to marry Shirogane, but she got this stupid card that she doesn't like men, so she's forced to marry Chika instead, which is pretty funny. Okay, get a sip right here. And then, yes, the whole game takes pretty much the whole afternoon, and Kaguya ends up winning the game, with the most money. That's the goal. And then, okay, the next day, Kaguya mentions to Shirogane, obviously, she knows that his birthday is coming up, and she asks him when's his birthday, hinting that they should celebrate it. And then Shirogane says, being the Debbie Downer that he is sometimes, that he doesn't really celebrate his birthday. He thinks it's just a regular, it's just like any other day. So actually Chika has this app, or like uses this website. So it's pretty much horoscopes of using a person's birthday and judging whether they may be compatible with each other. And that's why Kaguya is trying to ask Shirogane for his birthday, right? Even though she secretly knows. And Shirogane obviously says that he doesn't believe in horoscopes, but it's ironic that deep in the inside that he does really follow horoscopes. So like every morning he would watch these daily horoscopes on TV. And the funny thing is, he's actually used the same website that Chico mentioned. And he used the horoscope for compatibility with him and Kaguya. And the compatibility is iffy. So that's why he refuses to tell her, because he doesn't want Kaguya to know the compatibility. But then Kaguya makes a whole fit saying that, oh, you probably don't even know my birthday, but of course he likes her as well, right? But he doesn't want to admit it. He actually has her birthday marked on his date calendar as well. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much the first episode. I know I kind of maybe bounced around a little too much. But no, Kaguya Sama, this anime, there isn't much plot to it, I would say. It's just a, funny rom-com between, two high school students. But if you just want to watch something just for good laughs, and, I always bust out laughing every episode. I remember last season, and definitely this first episode as well. So I can't wait what the other episodes have to unfold. But yeah, thank you for watching. Whew, man, those nachos killed me, and the taco was pretty decent as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.